All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another cool tools, tech tools for swim coaches and just coaches and maybe just anybody.
Joe,
But we are back for
stop. Are you not answering Randy Reese's phone call?
No, I'm not. And you would do that in front of everybody, so that's not very nice. But
go ahead.
Here we are, and I'm gonna call him back in a minute here. But here we are with Cool Tools with Bess Auer, and I don't know if you heard me last week, but she is the one that does Central Florida BlogCon and does a tech conference and a photography conference all rolled into one, and it's a big conference. And she's done that over the last 8 years or so. I keep having a different number, Bess. 10 years. But anyway, we're here for another episode of her cool tech tools. And Bess, welcome. How's your Friday going?
My Friday's going fine, Joe. Thank you. You know, it's weird times we're living in. I'm ready for 2021 already. So
2020 has been the most crazy year so far, and it's only June 5th. I mean, wow. we haven't even done a half a year yet, and feels like it's been 5 years.
Yeah. So if you are feeling mentally weary, we are too, and we can identify with that definitely. You might be feeling you might be feeling a little bit helpless. Hopeless, hopefully not hopeless, but we're finding concentrating on things that you can concentrate on. And so that's why we have cool tools here to help you figure out the things that you can help work on to help yourself, to help your team, to help your business. So today, Joe, we're talking about, I'm going to mute you. We are talking about design for posters, social media posts. We're talking about photos for social media posts, your website. We're talking about video also for the social media posts for your website. So why we're doing this, we're talking about marketing your team. So if you were like Joe, your team may have shrunk a little bit recently because the pool's closed. You don't have people signing up for lessons. You know, normally it's an Olympic year, right? Normally, the Olympic year is like the godsend to swim teams because everybody thinks their kid's the next Michael Phelps or Katie Ledecky, so they sign them up for swim lessons, and it's a huge boon to swim teams everywhere. Am I right, Joe?
100%.
So we have not been given that this year, and so your team may be shrinking a little bit. You're out of the water, and you need to figure out how to then not only welcome them back, but then grow your team. So we've got some really cool tools to help you. Focuses on marketing this week. So my first tool, Joe, is for posters, physical marketing right there at your pool, at your location. So kind of hard to tell what that is. That is an A-frame sign. So it's an easy way to have them printed out. Signs Now, your local sign store can do that. And how do you design that? Well, you can hire a professional designer, or you can use one of my absolute favorite tools, and that is Canva. So there we go. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing.
You're old.
I am old. So Canva.com is, there is a free version. There's also a paid version, but it's one of those really inexpensive tools that lets you do just about anything. So if you're here, you can see that they have a lot of templates for you to choose from. You can see some of the stuff I've been doing, but they have some pre-made Instagram posts, Facebook posts, logos, flyers for you to print out. You can even do posters on here. We have done some of these things for the Blue Dolphins for Joe. So if we take a look at some of the stuff, this one was a flyer that we created to send home at our local schools. These are some of the social media posts. We had our kids write down their goals. Joe then took and designed these actually in Canva. So if we look at it, if I open it up, really what you're going to do is you're going to take the picture of your swimmer, right? Have them smiling, let the girls do their hair, have them looking good if they want, then upload it to Canva. And then you have all these different pre-made things. See, that's actually one item right there. You can actually add the red, white, and blue swooshes. You can change it to right here, your team colors. You can add their names. You can rotate text. It's really very, very easy to do. So highly recommend Canva for all your different needs. These were social media posts. We even did a parent guide there, and check this out. This we sent to our parents for COVID when we return to the pool. This is where you're going to be staging. You're going to be lining up at cones before we take you in. So Joe was able to actually illustrate that for our parents. We have flyers that we do at the pool. And then this one, I believe, was an A-frame sign that we had done. So Canva is your friend. And one of the other things I really like about Canva, I'm going to show you this. This is one of the coolest things that they have, part of the tool. So here we have a picture of Coach
Martin Barrow.
Oh, yeah. This was
Martin.
This was a screenshot I took of Martin when he was on your show recently, Joe. I think this was the Florida High School Mythical Championship show. Thus, he has the kind of cat eating the canary grin there because his team had just won their Mythical Championship. But watch this. I uploaded his photo. I added it here. Now watch this. Right up here it says effects. Check out how cool this is. You have all these different effects you can do with it, but one of my favorites is background remover. So give it just a minute. My computer's running a little bit slow. Oh, they just did all the work for me.
And that work there is kind of hard normally in Photoshop. If you guys have done Photoshop before, I mean, it's just time consuming, right? But wow, that was quick.
I can add backgrounds. I can then resize them really easily. My computer, like I said, is going a little bit slow because I have everything open, plus I'm live streaming. But, you know, it's easy to do that. And we actually took that and created a little Instagram post out of it. So canva.com, that is my first tool for you guys. And it's an easy one to use. So I really like Canva. So that takes care of creating your posters. Oh, and watch this. When you're ready to share it, you have it all the way you want it. You can go like this, download, and it gives you all these different things. I can download a print if I need to send it to my printer or to Kinko's or FedEx to have it printed out. So they have all these different things available for you. So definitely check out Canva. It's one of those free, or if you go to, whoa, we have our guys there. This is coming. I'll explain what that one's for in just a minute. And that actually is going over to our next category, and that is your photos. So where are you going to get these photos from? Well, Canva actually has some photos. They have a built-in library that you can use. I mean, thousands of photos of pool backgrounds, of swimmers. You coaches may not be real happy with the form of the swimmers, but there are some places such as Pexels.com or Unsplash.com. So Pexels, here's Pexels. Here's Unsplash.com. And so these are, and what that says right there is free, high resolution photos. And why is that important? Because somebody has taken the photos. If you just grab one, if you just Google pool and grab one, you run the risk of having, you know, a copyright infringement. And those can cost you money as a team if you get sued by a photographer for copyright. So you want to make sure that you're either using the free one here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a design. I'll do an Instagram post. And I'm going to show you all the different ones available. So again, this is to find your photos because we can't ever have enough photos. You had Pexels.com, all different categories, and you had, so I'm going to go to photos.
Are you showing that on your screen, Beth?
I am. Am I not showing up to you all?
We've got the yellow Canva.com.
Thank you, Joe. That's why I have you here. Yeah, so I'm over here. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and search for pool. Actually, I'll search for swimmer to give you guys an idea of the types of things. So they're not going to be your swimmers, no, but you know, check out all these different things that you have that you can use for your marketing. So easy way to do it. So thanks, Joe. So again, you then have Pexels is a place that you can get copyright free, and you also then have Unsplash. So free, high resolution photos. And again, the free is the nice part, but also that also means copyright free. So that's a big deal. So copyright free is a very big deal that you want to make sure you're looking for to not be hit with the copyright infringement. So going back to other photography tips and tricks and cool things, you see that bgeracer.com right in the center. Let's say you decide not to go with Canva. Well, the BG Eraser does the same thing. It actually removes that background on the photo, similar to what we saw in Canva. So that's an easy way to do it. So there it is, bgeracer.com. It'll remove that photo for you, the background of it. So you will be able to just have the swimmer or whatever you want to focus on right there. Going on to our next one, we have Color Splash Instantune and Path On. So what are those? These are iPhone apps that I absolutely love and use often. So this one is called Color Splash. And so as you can see, it takes the color, it takes your color photo. So that swimmer, you took their picture with the nice blue water and they've got their bright bathing suit on, and it turns it black and white. And with your finger, you then go in and color just the sections that you want to be colorized. Joe, you've seen me do some of these for some of your photos.
Yeah, they actually they look really well, look really awesome. And I know that you guys have seen some of those on Instagram, but it's a really cool effect because, you know, everybody sees all the same pictures every time. And then, you know, every once in a while you do one and then boom, they will stop on your picture because, you know, everybody scrolls best and they'll stop and go, wow, that's pretty cool. So I recommend that, gosh, probably, and I like Instagram, as you know. I like doing it probably once every 10, and I need to get back to that process, that whole thing, because I'm way out of my normal number on that.
Yeah, so this one's called Color Splash. I think it's like $2.99. It's not very much. None of the apps I recommend are very much. So my next one is called Instatoon. And this one's fun because you can take what would be a normal picture of your swimmers and make them look kind of cool. You know, and Joe, you hit on a really important point, and that was, you know, your potential families out there. If you're on Instagram or even Facebook, your potential families are going to be scrolling through a lot. It's information overload, right? But if you can catch their eye with something that's a little artsy, a little different, that's going to make a huge difference. So, Joe, can you hear the construction work outside our house?
I mean, I can't out of my window. Not yours. I hear you fine. You're fine.
Okay, well, let's mute you for a little bit just to try and kill that noise for a little bit. So, if you know, so Joe and I are at home. We're in different rooms, but we're having yard work done right outside a construction project. If you follow Swimmer Joe, you have seen him building this pergola, and they're actually getting ready to lay some bricks. So that's what you hear if you hear it. All right, so that's Instatoon, which I love. And then the last one, which is kind of a neat one, this one's called Path On. And this is what it looks like. So you take your photo, and then you simply draw with your finger where you want to type some messages. So it's a really eye-catching way to be creative. And again, the whole point is to catch your eye of your potential future swim families. And that's going to be able to help you do it. So that's all I have for our poster making. That's all I have for our iPhone and photography. So we're now going to our last category, and that is video. So those are kind of the three major pieces of content that you need to have. You need to have your posters, your print things, your graphic design. You need to have your photography, all sorts of different eye-catching photography. Either you take it or you go find stock photography there to reach it. So now we're going to our video. So video is the next one. So where are you going to get your video? And again, that's going to come from your iPhone. You don't need a big fancy camera. You've got this really, really great iPhone. So Joe, before we go on, you do a great job of capturing some really unusual angles. Can you talk a little bit about how you do your video?
You know, and hopefully I'm not too loud for you, the scout here,
No,
but you know, back when we started Florida Swim Network, I would do lots of video all the time, and some of the best things for you guys to do is I would do 5-second and 10-second little pieces, and then you can put them together. But you know, it just depends on. I walk with it and try to keep it as still as possible. And Beth always goes, "Oh my gosh, how do you keep it that still?" I don't know. And it's just years of practice. But you know, just experiment with small segments of time instead of these long, drawn out pieces. Make them short. I also put words on them. I put them in a program, or I put them in something on my iPhone. There's another there's another thing on my iPhone where I put it in and I can put words and different things on. You probably already know it, but I use that as well, just to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. So video is important. And as we see, video is kind of taking over our social feeds. I mean, Facebook, how many videos do you scroll through to find something? So you definitely want to be creating video, and it's pretty darn easy. So there's a difference between if you have your iPhone straight up, it's going to be landscape. If you turn it sideways, it's going to be landscape. And each one has its different needs. So landscape, the sideways, is perfect for Facebook. That's actually preferred. Facebook prefers you to have landscape video. They want landscape high def video, which is right off your iPhone. Whereas Instagram, they want more the square or the up and down one, so the profile one. So let's talk about what you can do to edit that video. Once you have the video, as Joe said, try and string together several different ones. Well, one of the ones that's pretty easy to use, and you can use it on your desktop computer or you can use it on your iPhone, and that is Magisto. So dangers of streaming from home. So Magisto is one of the really easy to use video editors, where all you do is you open up your camera roll and you select the particular ones that you want to put together, and it'll string it together. But the nice thing about Magisto is they do these really cool transitions in between it for you, and you can do all sorts of really cool filters on there. So Magisto is a great one. If you don't like Magisto or you want to try something different, you can always go to BCut Video Editor. And again, it's all about the same thing. They let you select several different ones from your camera roll. So if you have several different videos that you've taken 2 or 3 seconds each, select them all. You can put text over it if you want. You can select the filter if you want. You can do some cool styles. So BCut Video, they have a free version and a paid version. Of course, if you pay, you get a little bit more, but none of it's all that expensive. So let's say, Joe, that you want to do some we talked about stylizing things. So check this one out. So this is called Prisma, and it's a Prisma app, and it does the kind of the Instagram filter, but in real time. And they have some really kind of cool ones that they have in there. And they actually also let you do it in 360 video. I thought this was cool. This was new to me. Let's see if my computer's gonna get up and running.
So Bess, can you, is it real live video, or do you take a recorded thing already and then throw it into this? Or is
you can
both?
do both. You can do both. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So Prisma.com is a cool one. And then, Joe, the last thing, we talked about how Facebook likes the landscape high def video, 1920 by 1280, whereas Instagram wants you in profile or square. Well, sometimes it's hard to resize the video. So if you go to capwing.com, you can take your video on your iPhone and resize it for what you want. They automatically resize it for you. Check this out. How easy is that? So they're going to resize it for you.
Does it affect the quality of it?
No, it does not affect the quality of it. And they're going to size it perfectly for what you need to have. So Capwing is one of those. It's a really, really great one to instantly resize your videos and take care of them. So very, very cool. So that's all my tools. I'm going to put them up just for a second real quick, Joe, just for everybody to see them. So again, we talked about canva.com for all of your graphic design and print needs. Remember, they had templates, or you can create your own. We talked about photography with pexels.com and Unsplash and BG Eraser for background eraser. Color Splash, we have Pathon and Instantune. And then we talked about video. So Magisto, BCut app, Prisma, Capwing to resize your videos. So you have all these really cool tools at your disposal to be able to then use that content to market your team. And Joe, as you have said, the key is catching their eyes. If you're putting something on Facebook.
I mean, Bobby Gentaro, you just saw him chime in, and
yep.
You know, college kids are looking online and they're on social media most of the day. And, you know, if they're swimmers, they'll see like an NC State or a Tennessee or whatever doing videos and really cool things with videos. And you know what? Kids want to go there because it's cool. They see what's going on. They see the practices. They see the sprint work or power or whatever they're doing. They know that their coach is pretty hip because they've got all this cool technology going on. I mean, who is going to know about New Mexico? I mean, nothing against New Mexico State, but I don't see anything from them, and I'm sure it's there. I didn't mean to pick on them, but any schools that I see all the time are NC State, Tennessee, I mean, Florida, I mean, just, so, and Florida State, of course, but.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these bigger schools have, athletic departments that have this marketing department that do it.
They do, but I mean, but
not all of them.
Right, and that's a big part of it, actually. But a coach can still take, and what I mentioned earlier was the 5 and 10 second snips, and then do it later that night. When he's home or whatever, he can take his 5 to 10 5-second snips and do his own little thing, and then boom, he's got a video, or a thing for Instagram.
And, we have a lot of coaches that may have like an Instagram or Facebook account set up for their swim team, but don't do it for themselves. And Joe, you're one of those that's very good at doing it both places. In fact, sometimes you do it more on your personal than on your team. But it's important for you really to have both. And here's why from a marketing point of view. So Joe posts on Blue Dolphins, Swim Blue Dolphins, his Instagram account. He can comment as Swimmer Joe. If he posts as Swimmer Joe to Twitter, he can then have his Blue Dolphins retweet it and get some conversation going. I mean, the average person doesn't realize, Joe, that you're the one doing both of them. It just looks like two people are talking back and forth. And so let's get that conversation going. So coaches, if you don't have both a personal account as well as a team account, you might consider it. Now, I have some coaches that are like, well, I want to keep my personal life separate. I totally get that. And maybe you have what the kids call a Friendster, where it's where you have your true personal account and your professional personal account. So, there's ways around that. So, but it really does help to have, you're just amplifying your team's message and marketing that much further,
Yeah, great stuff. All this stuff is really, really good. And I know some of that, throw up that video, throw up your yellow sheet again. That's got all the different apps and different things. Because
sure.
I know that a lot of coaches don't know the video stuff on the right, or at least I don't. I don't know B-Cut, Prisma, or Capwing, and those are all good. And Magisto, I've seen it used once because I use something else. But I mean, these are all good.
You know what the name of the one you use?
I don't know. It's just an app on my phone. I don't even know the name of it.
Most iPhones come built in with a version of iMovie.
Yeah, you could use iMovie, yes, of course. But I mean, there's something else I use, but all that stuff's good, and I'm actually going to use that instead.
Some of those things are not positive for the team. So Tom, you're absolutely right that, and that's one of the things that coaches need to keep in mind, that when you're posting, hopefully you're doing it to add to the positivity of the team, because as we know, the mood and team of the team comes from the top down.
Sure.
If Joe's not positive, if he's posting something negative, it kind of rains on everybody. So excellent point that you want to keep that in mind, that the look of what you post and what you post for your team very much reflects on you and your team.
I used to have a Swimmer Joe blog, and this was like 2009 to 2012 or something. And if I had a bad practice, I would write about it that night, but I wouldn't, obviously I wouldn't say anybody's names or anything. But I would explain how it would just be a post. It would be like, but the kids would know, I struck something or whatever. I struck it. So that's what I did for my release. And I think it worked.
You never shamed anybody. You might express your frustration at, kids not, working hard as you wanted them to in practice and stuff like that. But you never shamed anybody.
No, not a shame. It was trying to get a positive twist out of it. And it helped me get through it a little bit more. And so
we had a question from Tom about what software we're using for this. Tom, we use StreamYard.com, and there's a couple that you can use. There's BeLive.tv. We happen to use StreamYard.com. I think it's like maybe $25 a month. The reason we use it is not only do we like the interface, it gives us these cool little boxes and gives us the ability to put put the actual comments up, but it also allows us to multi-publish. So you can watch this right now here if you're watching on Facebook, on Florida Swim Network's Facebook, or you can watch it on YouTube. And actually, we have the ability to publish, I think, up to 4 places. We only choose to go to those 2. But it's a really nifty tool. So StreamYard.com or BeLive.tv, they're both about the same. They're about the same cost. But you can always use Zoom or, Facebook. There are new rooms, or even, Google Hangouts. So there's a variety of live streaming.
Yeah, there's so many different kinds, and it just whatever you're comfortable with, or probably free is the best. So I mean, for me, the free is the best because there's always a $10, $5, $20, $50. I mean, it's crazy. So free is always the best.
Yeah, free is always the best. But if you pay a little bit more, you might get some really nifty tools like this. So guys, if you happen to have a favorite design app or something that you use to doctor up your photos, or if you do videos like Bobby, I'd love to know some of the stuff that you use, some of your favorite apps that you think maybe people haven't heard of. Feel free to put them in the comments even after the video's over, because the whole point of this show is to help each other out by sharing our very best tools. Thus the name Cool Tools. So that's what I got for you. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Bess. And we're going to be back next week. I don't know. You probably don't know your tools for next week, next Friday, but you guys, you're going to get some more tools next week. We're going to try to give you tools every single week. And so you're so well versed. We will not lose another college program. We will make the swim programs out there in this world, whether age group college or senior or masters, the best they can be. So people want to join swimming. We're all about swimming. We love swimming.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we're on Swim Monkey, presented by Florida Swim Network. We have a huge list of shows. We just had Lean Green Dad yesterday. We had Cool Tools today. We have Stories with Sid on Monday, which is great. That was a great show last week.
You skipped Seahorse Tales. It's debuting this Sunday at 5 p.m. Kara Cassidy, who's one of the premier swim instructors, has Florida Swim School. She's going to be talking about what parents and swim teachers can do as they're going into the summer and welcoming kids back to the pool. So
it's great. It's great. We're trying to hit all aspects of swimming. And then, of course, Wednesday, we have the Coaches Happy Hour, where we do have Randy Reese, which just called me, and I got to call him back. But Randy Reese and Sydney Pickram, who swam at Texas A&M and Clearwater Aquatics, and the Canadian Olympic team, speedster there. So, and look, there's Kara. She's chiming in. Can't wait to see her on Sunday. And it's going to be fun stuff. So hang out with the Swim Monkey, and we will see you on Sunday.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll be back next week with a whole bunch of new tools. Take care.
Join us on the Swim Monkey.
Swim
Monkey.
Monkey TV. On the Monkey.